The failure, helplessness, and poverty that you are calling your harsh reality today are not reality at all. They are simply the limit of your imagination, a mental cage created by you. The most dangerous virus in the world is not a biological disease. The most dangerous virus is an average mindset. It is a slow poison that flows through your veins, and you don't even realize when it kills your dreams. Today, we will talk about that terrifying, ruthless, and most powerful ability of the human mind that breaks the rules of the physical world and creates a new reality. Welcome to English Audiobook. One late night, Steve Jobs had to send a very important email. He turned on his Mac computer. While it was starting, Jobs noticed that the operating system was taking too long to fully boot. The very next day, Steve went straight to the office and called his most capable engineer, Larry Kenyon, into his cabin. There was a different kind of determination in Jobs' eyes. He said directly, "Larry, we have to reduce the boot time of this Mac by any means." Larry was a logical engineer. He immediately referred to science and technology and said that reducing the boot time was completely impossible. Data transfer speed has physical limits. A hard disk cannot spin faster than its defined speed. Larry was absolutely right. He was speaking the truth according to the laws of science. But Jobs looked into his eyes and asked a question that ended the entire technical debate. He said, "Listen carefully, Larry. If I tell you that reducing the boot time of this computer by just 10 seconds can save someone's life, would you be able to do it?" Larry suddenly went silent. Steve immediately turned to the whiteboard and started writing. He said, "Assume that 5 million people use our computer at least twice a day. If you reduce just 10 seconds of boot time, you will save millions of seconds every day. That means you can save 100 million hours every year. An average person is awake for about 3.5 million hours in a 60-year life. That means these 100 million hours are equal to the entire lifetime of at least 30 people." Steve put the marker down and said, "Your job is not just to make a machine faster. By reducing just 10 seconds, you can save 30 lives every year." Just 2 weeks after this meeting, Larry reduced the Mac's boot time not by 10 seconds, but by 28 seconds. What changed in those 2 weeks? The machine was the same, the laws of science were the same. What changed was the expectation effect of the human mind. As long as Larry was seeing the problem within the limits of hardware, his mind was working within the same limits. But the moment he realized those 30 lives, his work got a much bigger purpose. Humans never work for machines. Humans always work for meaning and emotion. When you put your whole soul into something, your mind enters a state called transient hypofrontality. In this state, the part of the brain, the prefrontal cortex, that creates fear, doubt, and questions like, "Is this possible?" completely shuts down. You enter a flow state where the concept of limits disappears. Steve Jobs kept himself and his team in this state while building every Apple product. He made sure that no doubtful person was around them so that the fear-generating part of the brain never got activated. When you expect greatness from someone, reality starts shaping itself accordingly. But wait, if it is so easy, then why do most people remain helpless and average in their lives? When an elephant is a baby, it is tied with a thin rope. It tries many times to break free, but fails due to weakness. Years later, when it becomes a massive 5-ton powerful elephant, it is still tied with the same thin rope. Now it can break it in a second, but it doesn't even try. Why? Because it is defeated not by its current strength, but by the memory of its past failures. Most humans are not defeated by their real strength. They are defeated by the memory of their past failures. Your mind keeps you trapped in a psychological cage. When you speak a truth that no one believes, you are creating the future. When Tesla said that electric cars would beat petrol cars, the world laughed. Every big company started with an idea that people first called madness. Steve Jobs was a master of this madness. Around him, a reality distortion field used to operate. When the first iPhone was being built, Jobs was very unhappy with its plastic display. He wanted a glass display. He met Corning Corporation CEO Wendell Weeks. Weeks told him about Gorilla Glass, which had been lying unused in their lab since the 1960s. Jobs immediately placed an order for millions of units to be delivered within the next 6 months. Weeks got nervous. He said it was impossible. Their factories did not have that kind of capacity. Then Jobs looked into his eyes and said, "Don't be afraid. You can do this. Just believe for a moment that it is possible, and now focus your entire mind on how you will make it happen." Jobs' ruthless belief shattered Weeks's reality. Weeks stopped all previous production and focused completely on Gorilla Glass. Today, that same glass is used in almost every smartphone in the world. When one person's belief becomes bigger than another person's fear, every harsh reality has to bend. The human mind sees change as a threat. You stay stuck in a bad job, a bad relationship, and poverty because your mind considers familiar pain safer than unknown change. Your real enemy is not failure. It is your mind, which wants to keep you safely trapped. There is only one way to break this cage: change the nature of your questions. David Schwartz clearly said in The Magic of Thinking Big that the mind is not a computer. It is a solution-creating factory. It runs on questions, and wrong questions make your whole life smaller. An average person, when facing a difficult task, asks, "Is this possible?" The moment you ask this, your mind finds thousands of excuses why it cannot be done. But people who create history never question possibility. They directly ask, "How can this be done?" The moment you shift from what to how, your mind stops shutting down and starts finding new paths. Average people try to win within the rules. Extraordinary people change the rules. Our brain has neurons that copy the emotions and belief of others. Steve Jobs had such intense passion for his vision that when he spoke, the mirror neurons of others instantly activated. His madness and unshakable belief spread like a biological virus into his team, and those engineers also started seeing the same impossible reality that Jobs saw. In 1961, when John F. Kennedy announced that America would send a man to the moon within that decade, NASA had only 15 minutes of spaceflight experience. The computers of that time were weaker than a simple calculator today. No rocket capable of reaching the moon even existed. Logically, it was complete madness, but Kennedy chose that goal deliberately. Sometimes impossible goals force humans to create new technology. If the goal had only been to orbit the Earth, nothing new might have been invented. When your goal scares your thinking, real progress is born. Now listen carefully to what I am about to tell you. If possible, use headphones or sit in a quiet place. This is not a magical formula for overnight success. This is a mental war that you have to fight with yourself. Step 1. Choose a frightening goal. Stop asking what is possible according to your current status. Ask yourself, if failure were impossible, what goal would I be working on today? Your goal should be powerful enough to break your comfort cage. Step 2. Ban the question, "Is this possible?" forever. Whenever your mind says it cannot be done, immediately command it and ask, "How can this be done?" The mind does not see limits. It only follows your instructions. Step 3. Connect your goal to a deep human meaning. Do not work only for money or position. Connect your work to saving someone's life, ending your family's generational poverty, or serving a bigger purpose. When the reason is big, energy never runs out. Step 4. Stay around people with strong belief. If you spend time with people who find faults in everything, then you will never be able to think big. You need people who fuel your madness. The fifth and most important step: take action faster than your doubt. Thinking does not change reality. Obsessive execution does. When you work like a mad person, your doubts do not get time to grow. Remember, history does not belong to those who compromise with time. History belongs to those who leave the impact of their willpower on this world. If you do not write your own story, the world will make you a small side character in someone else's story. Decide at this very moment: either stay tied like that elephant to the rope of past memories, or break that rope in one move and prove that there is no final limit to human thinking. Reality bends. It just needs the stubborn will to bend it. Have you ever made something impossible possible with your determination? Share that small victory. Your story can become a reality distortion field for someone else today. Friends, if you liked this episode, watch the next video. It is about the subtle difference between seeing and observing. Learn how to turn your ability to see into a superpower so you can detect lies, understand the truth of situations, and discover the hidden paths to success that were always right in front of you but invisible. See you again with more life-changing and powerful content. Thank you.